Hello all, it's about time I introduced you to a community-driven family man who's making his mark with his new business known as Northern Sky Solutions. We did this interview just before COVID hit and put it on the back burner for a while, but here we are. Kaleb Firth is an investor. He's managing income properties with a total annual revenue over $600,000, and he sits on the Fort Frances Economic Development Advisory Committee. So I think it's safe to say that my interest was piqued. I had some questions for this guy. I'm Maverick Judson from MJ Interactive, and you are watching and listening to my video podcast series called The Emo Incident, where I interview the amazing people in and around my hometown of Emo, Ontario, Canada. Yes, it exists. No, we're not famous, and quit trying to copy us.
Here with Northern Sky Solutions, sitting down with my good man Kaleb here. He's taken his afternoon and been ever so patient waiting for me to get my gear all set up. It took me forever, but got the kinks all worked up and we're ready to go now. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about just anything. What should people know about you?
My name's Kaleb Firth, and I've been in the Rainy River Valley now since, 96? I think we've known each other from high school, and as of late...
I actually remember you from even before that. Do you remember coming to our house for Christmas years ago? Probably first or second.
That would have been like...
I got home videos with you. That's what I should have got. I do have a home video.
Well, there you go. You can dig it up and put it in as a clip.
When his family first moved here, my mother was friends with your mom and invited his family for Christmas. And at that time, there was probably, how many are in your family?
There was the 6, but Isaac would have just been like little.
Yeah, and he was. Anyway, sorry, I cut you off. Keep on going. 96.
Yeah, so 96, my dad moved us up here. Worked in the Orient at Strandboard Mill out in Barwick. And so myself and my 5 siblings, we all went to school here in the district. And we all stayed here in the district. I have 2 siblings working out west in the oil sands, but everybody finds the Rainy River Valley as home. And that's always been very important to me, to bring as much potential and as much focus in all of my network and all of my connections to bringing positivity and prosperity to the Rainy River Valley. And in that light, I've been able to partner with some really great individuals in the real estate industry. Working with 2 corporations here. We'll probably get into talking about that a little bit later. And I do a lot of the operation day-to-day controls. And I'm really liking it. I like being the face of, or at least the first face that those people that work with those corporations. And outside of that, I've started a little service and maintenance division on my own called Northern Sky Solutions. Yep. It's a team-focused service. It's not just me. I'm more of the conductor, I guess you could say, that just waves the baton, and the rest of the team that's gathered to help me out are the instruments, and without them I can't play anything.
Right.
I'm not an expertise. I'm more of a network aficionado, and I rely on the skills and abilities of others to provide, I think, a well-needed service for the Rainy River District, especially for those that require certain services or products when it comes to maintenance of their homes. Allows them to keep their independence, live at home longer, cherish memories a little bit longer, while still feeling confident that they can still live out daily lives without being stressed about how am I going to fix a leaky faucet, or how am I going to shingle a roof, or how am I going to shovel snow in the winter when I have arthritis, or I'm getting a little bit on in age and it gets difficult. So I think it's a well-needed service. I'm very happy to offer that to the community. And we're a district-wide service. So Rainy River to Fort Frances, we can basically be the one-stop shop for small repairs. Basically anything under $500 to $1,000, you should be calling Northern Sky Solutions, and we can source an individual to.
One thing that's interesting about Northern Sky Solutions is it's something that's new to this area, but what you're doing, it's really just traditional services. And it's like when you started doing that, I thought, why isn't anybody else doing this?
Yeah, I think
like with the muck and hauling thing that you guys just started.
Right.
Explain about that. That's your brother, right?
Yeah, so Isaac Firth, my brother, has started a little service as well that partners quite well with Northern Sky Solutions, and that's called Muckin' and Haulin'. The connection there is the Stomp and Tom Connors, Muckin' Slushers. My dad was a uranium miner in Elliott Lake before we moved up here, so there's some family roots to that whole muckin' concept.
Okay.
So he started really small, couple guys on his crew. He's got a 8-yard trailer and a brand new Dodge truck, and he's just going around helping, taking more laborsome jobs like cleaning up shorelines, delivering topsoil, taking away brush, moving furniture, dump runs, that kind of thing. And it really partners well as just one of the many services that Northern Sky Solutions.
That's just a piece of the pie, hey?
Yeah, not even like a very big piece. It's just like one layer.
Yep.
Of something so much bigger.
That's cool. I totally get it. So it's pretty early stages right now for NSS, and I can see you've been busting your ass. Like, do you think that once you reach a certain point that there are going to be parts of the business maybe you don't enjoy as much and you might want to let go or allow somebody else to step in, or maybe some parts of it that you might omit? Or
yeah, for sure. Like, it's very, very early for Northern Sky Solutions, and it started with a concept back in 2017 where first I just started doing management contracts, taking care of the stuff that was very time consuming, that allowed investors to reallocate their energies onto other acquisitions or other business matters at the time. And I really enjoyed it because I like working with contractors. I like talking shop talk or water cooler talk. I like joking around with everybody. I feel like I'm a really strong, like, personable person, and I just really have kept growing on that. So for me, the very background of NSS is the management. I want to create an entity in Fort Frances and the district to trust NSS to invest money in the district. So whether that's buying commercial properties and then having NSS manage them for them, or whether that's buying lakefront property and developing those and letting NSS manage those properties for them, or maybe it's just somebody that's having to move out of the area that can't sell their home in a timely manner and they need to at least make something to make up their mortgage. So what we try to do is line up with our service division better ways to source repairs, stay on top of maintenance, stay on top of assets, so that more profits go to the landlord or to the property owner or the asset corporation that's on file for the property, while still increasing the experience level of the tenant themselves. So it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win for the tenant, it's a win for the asset owner, and we just love making sure that the essential needs for both sides are met. And by doing that, it increases the amount of growth that we can really see in the district. We don't have anybody really doing it, like, not officially. We have a few people that do a few units here in Fort Frances, a couple in residential, but not an overall service provider, and definitely not one that does management and maintenance. At least for the private people anyway. They might manage their own holding portfolio, but if we're gonna attract people like that invest, like say from Vancouver or somewhere in the United States or even the GTA, Fort Frances isn't really on the map for an investor. And I think at this critical time, we have many things in play, like whether it's the mill that went down or whether it's the property that we got at Chevelin Woodyard. Now is the time that we can really grow Fort Frances for the next generation. So for my kids and your kids. And that's really where I'm trying to go at, is just to really hone in on the potential and then offering a service and a system that allows people to be encouraged to make necessary steps to bring national brands as well as private industry money here as well.
I like it. So you're talking about the partnership with your brother Muck and Hauling. It made me think of this question. So how do you know when it's time to partner? Like you seem to be pretty quick and confident in your moves when you're partnering with and being associated with these other small businesses or other corporations. So when do you know that it's best for you guys to partner, and how do you because a lot of entrepreneurs, they have trouble with outsourcing because they might believe that somebody is carrying, they're left holding the bag at the end, so they want the product, whatever, or the service to be genuine and well done. So how do you know when it's
a
time?
Real trust game. Mm-hmm. You have to know who you're working with. You have to do your homework. Yes, I've only been doing this since 2017. But it takes a lot of effort behind the scenes, and I can't say that it's just me. Northern Sky Solutions isn't just Kaleb Firth. It's not just one or two of the service workers. It's a complete wraparound approach, and the goals and the objectives for Northern Sky Solutions is to better the community at the end of the day. Yes, profits are great. Yes, providing the service is great. But the overall objective when we started this in the beginning was to further the growth of Fort Frances and the Rainy River District. We have an opportunity. We're young, we're ambitious. And just like I said, getting back to trust, like I've established relationships in the industry from multiple major projects over 6 figures. So like it's not just a trust thing, it's a responsibility. It's seen them deliver in action different levels of products in different time constraints. So there's definitely a strong rapport in not just the general handyman services, but even the relationships that I have with several contractors as well as suppliers, like our local suppliers, like say at McMunn and Yates, Ed Conn & Sons, Tompkins Hardware and Emo. We're on first name basis. We have accounts on file. Like we just have synergized so many things that would be stumbling blocks or take a lot of time, and we've done that in a very, very short window to get Northern Sky Solutions to customers, clients, and investors very quickly.
So I've known you for quite some time now, and just more over in the last probably 6 months or so, and you strike me, you've always struck me as just a really well-rounded person when it comes to your experience and just how you handle different situations, and you just have this sense of calm whenever you go about something. You don't really seem to be a person that's panic, and I only associate that type of behavior with experience. There's got to be some of that that correlates to the way your daily actions and what you do with Northern Sky Solutions and that. So like what is your experience?
I think it's a blended response to that. I've had a very well breadth of career opportunities and job experiences. Everything from the admin side to working at Norbord out in Barwick and working day to day with people who are very handy. We have a very, very skilled district, and we have a lot of really good people here, and I love nothing more than putting the pieces of the puzzle together to make the best team possible. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's still trust, and it's about screening situations and then relying on like past experiences. And yes, I've made mistakes. I'm still making mistakes. I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to go and bat 100%. Like it's just not going to happen. But I'm approachable, and I'm willing to say if I don't know, I can get you the answer. So, which experiences? I've lost money on some things. I've made some mistakes. I've upset some people, but I've also gone back and said, you know what, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, and how can we not make this again? People, especially in real estate, they want to be reassured so much, especially when there's money involved. A lot of people have different belief structures about money, and I think as long as you're upfront and honest and giving accurate, detailed information as soon as possible so people can make a decision, that eliminates so many questions and red flags for people.
Right. You are one person who draws the community card a lot, and I say that in a positive light. And you and I, we've collaborated on a lot of different ideas whether it comes to life or business, and I feel like you're going to be one of those people who's just naturally going to earn everybody's respect in this community. And actually I could see you being somebody that runs for council. So you think, is that something that you could see for yourself in the future? Is that something that doesn't interest you at all?
Oh, I'm definitely interested. And not just to be on council, but to be more of an active player moving forward as I build not just my own assets, but continuing every day to increase my number of relationships that I have, earning the trust of the general public, and really being a member of the community.
As a rental property owner, issues can come at any time. Managing your own property can be overwhelming. Dealing with tenants, maintenance, compliances, and payments. It requires dedication, resources, and your full attention 24/7. Wrong. Northern Sky Solutions will make it headache-free, save you precious time, and increase the weight of your wallet. We have experienced, dedicated staff and a network of trusted professionals. We will take care of everything. With Northern Sky Solutions, you will see shorter vacancies, affordable maintenance, better overall experience, qualified tenants, and lower eviction occurrences. For total property management and a free management evaluation, come under our wing. Google Northern Sky Solutions.
Hi, I'm Hannah Anderson. I'm going in to record a song with MJ Interactive once again. When I go in there, Mav makes it so easy, and he just makes I feel so comfortable there. So usually what happens is I message Mav, and then I tell him about the song that I want to do, and he says his input on it, and then we agree on what we think will be good. I usually take a week to practice to make sure that it's clean and sharp before I come into the studio and record with Maverick. I tried recording by myself at home, but it never worked out. I wanted it more done professionally, like Maverick does it. I'm not really afraid to make any mistakes because I know that they can easily be fixed by Maverick. The best part of this all is sharing the music with everyone. Sometimes it's done the night of. It started with one recording, and then I've been back several times after.
To book studio time with MJ Interactive, call now 705-557-9894. That's 705-557-9894. MJ Interactive. Make your vision a reality. Ignite your event with MJ Interactive Party Tents. That's right. All sizes available, setup and takedown included in all prices. Book us now. All bookings are on a first-come, first-served basis, so you want to be the first one to call. That's 705-557-9894. MJ Interactive. Make your vision a reality.
I think is very important. It's not just like I throw out community and I keep saying community, but to me, community, it's not just investors, it's not just patrons, it's not just people on the street. It's a concept, it's a buy-in, it's a mentality. And I think that with synergies and working together, we can do a lot more than we're doing. It's not a knock on whatever's been done in the past. It's not focusing on the mistakes of relationships that should have been honored that weren't honored. It's about, this is the state we're in now. How can we move forward? How do we get to the next step? How do we make ourselves just a little bit better? How do we get Fort Frances on the map? What do we do to provide better quality services without affecting their ratepayers? So there's a lot of decisions that are made by leadership that they're forced to make because they don't have any other options. And it's easy for me to sit here and say, oh, well, there's so many other better decisions. There's so many other better ways to spend money. But I'm not in that seat yet. but I'm investing time and energy into learning, finding out which things are best spent where, and which things are going to move us forward instead of just maintaining services. And it's very delicate, right? Because the provincial keeps offloading a lot of pressure onto these smaller communities. So we're forced into like reinventing ourselves on the fly, and that's not easy. And I just think that getting back to Northern Sky Solutions, if we don't have entities like Northern Sky Solutions or some of our basic core businesses in town doing just a little bit more, we can't attract those investors or the attention of our partners in the South, like in the United States, or bigger money firms into the big cities. So we need to better be organized, and we need to better contribute to not just a Monday to Thursday, but a 7-day a week, 4 season a year approach.
Right.
It's time for the Memory Vault, brought to you by the kind folks at MJ Interactive. Send us your home videos, whether it's VHS, 8mm tapes, or a film reel. Let us convert them into a modern digital format. No more eaten tapes, stop rewinding, minimize your storage, and make unlimited copies at a low cost. Call or text 705-557-9894. That's 705-557-9894.
So as you've probably seen in my other podcasts, part of what we do over at MJ Interactive is VHS, any kind of VHS tapes, conversions, film reels, all that fun stuff. So unfortunately with you, I could literally only find one video between your and your wife's Facebook, but I'll use it. So I'm going to show you this video. You'll recognize it, and you'll know what it's from.
Yeah, so that's a really nice memory to have. That was our It was trip to Florida. It was Beckham's first trip to Florida. Beckham's my son. He's 3 years old this May. And
so this is going to go with my question I got for you, because I was going to ask you, can you explain your why? Like you're just one person. You strike me as a person who genuinely wants to help others and make others' lives better. I saw your post on your Northern Sky Solutions that this was your why, and you had a picture of Beckham in there, I think, or a quick little video.
Yeah.
And it didn't surprise me, but everything that comes out of your mouth just seems really intentional, and I actually believe that you want to be that father figure who your offspring can actually be proud of through the way that you're serving the people in this community and beyond that. So can you just talk a little bit about your why and how that relates to what you're doing and how you're serving the community?
I can't even remember where I read it, but it was something that really struck me. It's about finding your why. I think we all have a why, and I think it's very important. It's really connected to your passion. When you work your passions or you're really driven by your why, you put in those extra efforts. You think just a little bit more analytically, but you also think a little bit more from like your heart and deeper, right? And you want to make lasting impacts. I feel, and I've talked about this in the past with people, is that we're all on life journeys, and we have opportunities, whether we capture them in that time. Sometimes we get a second opportunity at things. But now that I'm a father of a young infant, and I have another one on the way, it really brings home every day when I leave the house and I can't be with my child to be like, well, why am I doing this? It's not just the compensation of a paycheck, but it's to provide not just a better life, but a better community for my child to live in. We have a lot of things going on in social media right now about like hate and different messages and different people on soapboxes, but
it's good.
I just want my son Beckham to be proud of something that I've done, and be able to say, like, the family that's around him, the friends that are around him, provide value to him. And I think that by bringing Northern Sky Solutions to the district, I think it has the potential, and I really do believe it has the potential to not only provide maintenance solutions for homeowners, but it provides the possibility, and that's the best part, the possibility to create positive change with no message, no religion, no soapbox, just straight economic development for the improvement of the masses.
Right.
Plain and simple.
Just helping people.
Just helping people.
Yeah. I totally hear you there. So going off of that, and you being the father figure that you are, a while ago, I remember you telling me something that really resonated with you, that your dad had said to you, and it was something about the most important people working for any company, something about them being on the ground.
My dad always said...
And how does that tie into what you're doing?
Yeah, my dad always... he never really talked very much, but when he talked, I made sure that I was listening. And I lost my dad a few years ago, but I've always noticed that since I've lost my dad, I've learned more from him since he's been gone than when he was here, because you're thinking so much of different moments in time.
What would he say? What would he do?
Yeah, what would he say? What would he do? How would he handle this? And I always bugged my dad, like, can you just teach me something? Can you show me something? Can you, you're always showing my other brothers things because they were more mechanically aptitude. But what he taught me one time was to show appreciation and give value to those that are on the ground floor or the grassroots. So like in an office setting, that would be like your custodial staff, your receptionists, the people in admin that write up your paycheck, because so many of them get overlooked or not really appreciated to the level that they should, because they're really at the core of every essence of everyday, not just transactions, but experiences. And some of them are even your front line that are dealing with so much, sometimes even negativity, and they just don't get, not just compensated. I'm not all about compensation, but just admiration and respect of the other staff. That for me, what my dad was teaching me is that, yeah, my dad could go fix something, but he couldn't be them. He couldn't be that front line putting out fires or crunching ones and zeros or cleaning every day, all day. Mm-hmm. And so he just always made sure that we paid extra attention. So whether it was, bringing a coffee or checking in, I always joke with some of them at my office, and I say, these are my favorite ladies, or these are my favorite people, because they really are. It's not really a joke, it's the truth. It's like, it's at the core of respecting the people that deal with stuff for you every day that you just take for granted.
Right.
I don't like taking anybody for granted.
Right.
I know you're away from your wife and kid right now. I'm not taking this conversation for granted.
Yeah.
But so many things like this, we're away from the people that we love the most. We're away from the things that we like to do the most, and we're making those sacrifices. And that's what my dad taught me was, I'll make those sacrifices every day for his 6 kids and the family that he was raising. And I want to be that for Beckham and then my baby on the way. I want to make the necessary sacrifices to make sure I'm providing a wholesome, responsible, respectful life for my children.
Yeah.
It's really not complicated. We've thrown so much jargon and so many different concepts into it about being the better you or so many tagline slogans, but really at the core of it is just, it's about sharing each other's experiences and then coming from a place of love. And I'm not saying like love everybody, but it's not very hard to just be kind. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't got to know the guy down the street to just be like, hey.
There's a difference between being nice and being kind.
Definitely.
To someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, your dad has rubbed off quite a bit on you.
Yeah, and I didn't really notice that actually.
Yeah.
But you have time to reflect now on his life journey, And yeah, it's been a very hard adjustment for the family, but we're very thankful for the time that we had.
So you and I have talked about a lot of things, and one thing that comes up all the time is opportunity cost. Me and you speak on this all the time. So can you just talk about why, like, if you're doing really well in business, that it's so important to recognize the things that you're really good at, your strengths, and recognize your weaknesses, because when it comes to the bottom line, at the end of the day, if you're spending all this time on your weaknesses, then do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, like it's not just weaknesses, but it could be even redundancies or
Right.
things that are trivial
that aren't really serving you, or
yeah, they're not necessarily hurting you, but they're not serving you either. So if it's not helping you move forward, or if it's taking up mental space, it's preventing you from capturing the opportunities or the touch points or the potential.
And just so everybody knows, the reason why I'm asking this question is because I feel like Kaleb is a guy that's really understands this, because the essence of his business is creating synergies, as he calls it, with other like-minded businesses that can look after things that he don't have time for. He recognizes that his strengths are in relationships and dealing with people.
As a rental property owner, issues can come at any time. Managing your own property can be overwhelming. Dealing with tenants, maintenance, compliances, and payments. It requires dedication, resources, and your full attention 24/7. Wrong. Northern Sky Solutions will make it headache-free, save you precious time, and increase the weight of your wallet. We have experienced, dedicated staff and a network of trusted professionals. We will take care of everything. With Northern Sky Solutions, you will see shorter vacancies, affordable maintenance, better overall experience, qualified tenants, and lower eviction occurrences. For total property management and a free management evaluation, come under our wing. Google Northern Sky Solutions.
Hi, I'm Hannah Anderson. I'm going in to record a song with MJ Interactive once again. When I go in there, Mav makes it so easy, and he just makes I feel so comfortable there. So usually what happens is I message Mav, and then I tell him about the song that I want to do, and he says his input on it, and then we agree on what we think will be good. I usually take a week to practice to make sure that it's clean and sharp before I come into the studio and record with Maverick. I tried recording by myself at home, but it never worked out. I wanted it more done professionally, like Maverick does it. I'm not really afraid to make any mistakes because I know that they can easily be fixed by Maverick. The best part of this all is sharing the music with everyone. Sometimes it's done the night of. It started with one recording, and then I've been back several times after.
To book studio time with MJ Interactive, call now 705-557-9894. That's 705-557-9894. MJ Interactive. Make your vision a reality. Today, you have the opportunity to make the easiest $50 you've ever made. I'm Maverick Judson, the creative director at MJ Interactive. We're in the event planning industry, and although wedding season may be coming to a close, booking season has just begun. That's right, we're already booking into next year. You probably think I'm yanking your chain, but I'm actually about to upset the cash money to pocket lint ratio in your pants. Hear me out for a second. Each and every one of us has got a friend or a friend of a friend who's got a wedding or a big event coming up in the next year. All I'm asking of you is to set us up. Talk your friends into sending MJ Interactive a Facebook or Instagram message. Introduce us in your own way. Hello. Tag us if you need to. I don't really care how you do it, because in the end, if your lead results in a sale, I'll be stroking you a fat one for 50 bones anyway. It's simple. You supply the leads, I supply the dough. There's no limit on the number of leads I'll reward. By the way, he didn't have a lead. He just delivered a pizza to my place. So, at any rate, tell your friends we do it all. From party tents to DJ services and live sound, photography and videography, emceeing and everything else. Get one price, one person to handle it all. Forget the headaches. We're the pros. Guaranteed value for your money and mega savings when you do it the right way. That's with us. You're going to need that wedding card clout for the honeymoon. Here it is. It's all yours. Come get it. What are you waiting for?
And so, sorry, continue, but...
So going off of that, saving time, I'm all about controlling time. If you can control time, and it's a real strange concept for some of us because we're very employee mind driven, right? We got to go to work, 8:30 to 4:30 or 9 to 5, and we got to take care of everything and then come home. I'm more about opportunity cost, and what that means is, there might be something I can fix in my home, but if I'm not very confident that I can fix it in a timely enough manner, it might be more beneficial for me to hire, maybe somebody under Northern Sky Solutions, or maybe just a contact that I have. Like, say it's a leaky sink down in my basement. I got a leaky sink, okay? Yeah, I could probably go on YouTube and get some tools and look at it, but if I invest that much time going to Canadian Tire, grabbing some tools, following the YouTube video, it might be 7 minutes, but I might have to watch that video 4 or 5 times. Then I got to get everything cleaned out underneath the sink, fix the sink. I could have just made the call the guy. He comes with his tools, fix it, 20 minutes. Might have cost me $40, but I've already spent more than that getting the right tool, cleaning up, when I could have just spent more time, having an interview with you, creating more networking synergies to make more inroads or more profits or more connections.
And don't get me wrong, I can understand how when people maybe with they're first getting into investing in property and whatnot, doing real estate, I can understand maybe there's a couple leaky sinks that you got to fix, or toilets you got to change and this and that. There might be a couple of those that you got to do, but at a certain point it becomes, okay, am I going to waste 3 days doing this on my own when my time is worth 3 times this doing something else by the hour, and I can just hire a professional to get it done and get it done right in less time.
Yeah, so a very simple analogy for me is the equal sign, right? I don't know if you're really good at math or if people watching are really good at math, but it's all about what equals to what. It's kind of like a balancing act. And I'll be the first person to say, I can't balance for crap, right? So you're like this, right? But you always want to have your value, like what you really value, to be heavier than the trivial. So whether it's a leaky sink, or whether it's a clogged gutter, or whether it's, getting my house cleaned or whatever, the time that I had there, I could spend it with my loved ones going to the lake, or I could spend some time reading a book or listening to a podcast or sharpening some skills. Right? We all want to sharpen the skills that we have, work on our weaknesses, but you can't work on your weaknesses and sharpen your strengths if you're doing the trivial, the running to the Canadian Tires, the cleaning the house, the cutting the grass.
And by the time you finish that, you're totally drained to even start on anything that you're actually good at.
And freedom creates opportunity. Freedom creates mental time to think about things. Freedom lets you rest and recharge, rejuvenate, so that you can come and create. If we don't create and we don't move forward, we're just sustaining. And if we're sustaining, then we're moving backwards.
100%. Okay, so I have one last little game.
Okay.
I call it by my definition. So what I'm going to do is I got some words, and when I say the word, I want you to give one sentence that is your definition of that word in your own way, or as you see it, okay? So you're going to love the first one. Synergy.
Teamwork.
Nice and fast. I like that. Wealth.
Opportunity.
Okay. And you can use phrases too, like a sentence.
Wealth then is very deep then for me. It's not just the opportunity, but it's control of your time. That I'm really big about that, is to be able to control your day. Whether it's starting at the gym, taking care of yourself first, then going into the office, making a really strong productive day plan and then rocking that out. I'm all about lists and controls, and then as things get checked off, I don't like to have anything sit. If it's sitting, it's bugging me like right up the walls. But yeah, wealth, it's not just a dollar value, it's so much more than that to me. It's experiences. Yes, it can be materials at times, like materialistic kind of things, but for me, wealth is more experiences with the people that I care about.
Right on, I like it. Partner.
That, it's trust.
Trust.
And then the alignment of goals and directives.
Okay. Property management.
The securement of an asset, for sure.
Awesome. Community.
Everyone.
Perfect. That's it.
Awesome.
That's all I got for you. So once again, Northern Sky Solutions. I'll throw a couple links up to your Facebook page.
Awesome.
Is your website up now?
It should be up in the
soon.
next couple of weeks. I think I get to look at the first glance on Wednesday.
Awesome. So I'll throw a couple links up to Northern Sky Solutions for their Facebook, their official website. And if any of you would like to be featured on the show, send me an email, Maverick Judson, or actually that's my own personal, mjinteractive2017@gmail.com. If you'd like to sponsor the show, same email. Let's hear from you. Thanks, everyone. We'll catch you later.
Sweet.
That was well put. I put my best foot forward, so I'm next up. I'm about to put my city on the map, homie. I ain't never slack. When I blow up, I'll be ready for it. Yeah.